card delight, trading card love. It's time to join the conversation. Ready to journey into the trading card hall.
Okay. Hi, good morning, everyone. It's morning for us here in Indonesia and Malaysia. My voice sounds different because I just recovering from a flu bug thing that both me and my wife got. So yeah, so really apologize for that. It's not the regular voice that I have.
Mm.
Hey, this is Chris from Stomping Games, and we're here with you with
Hi everyone, this is Geoffrey from Invaders.
hi Jeffrey. Thank you. Yeah, we were supposed to record earlier this week, but we couldn't because of various health reasons. I think I was also
Yeah,
tonight.
real life got in the way.
Well, life and health. Yeah, so yeah, guys
Yeah,
need to be healthy even if you're playing trading card games. Especially if you're running your own business. Being healthy is really important. You can't do your work. Okay, so this is Trading Card Talk, episode 6, and today we're going to talk a little bit about some new stuff. So today we're going to talk about a little bit about Rosetta. The first strike decks have been previewed already, so I think some of you would have watched the videos by Free Floating with Sam O'Byrne. That was quite nice to watch, and also I think there was a video where they actually played the actual game of Aurora versus Terra, right? Yeah. So
Mhm.
today we talk about that, and also Geoffrey came back from Battle Hardened Bali, so we want to hear
Yeah.
about that experience. I think he did quite well there as well, right? In Battle
Yep.
Hardened Bali, and I recall seeing some of the news posted about the event. We had quite a number of young kids there as well, which is really interesting. Um, and also the calling key has been announced. Yeah, so that's exciting.
Yeah, it's
So
December 6th, yeah, 6th to 8th.
December, yeah, it's a weekend kind of thing, right? Let's see. I don't have it with me now, but it's definitely a weekend thing. I remember.
Yep.
Yeah, December 6 to 8. So yeah, look out for more information on that. Yeah, I was really surprised by that announcement because I'm in the business, right? So I have regular conversations with the distributor to talk about the game, how can we grow the game, and all that. And at that point in time, the last information I had was it's not going to happen because we only have Singapore having an event and Bali and so many things are happening. So this was a major surprise to me as well, which was a nice surprise because I didn't expect us to get a calling this year. My earliest expectation was for us to get a calling next year. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I think LS right now is really focusing on the growth in the APEC region. So we're gonna see a lot of more battle hardened calling.
yeah, and I'm trying to work on some things as well, to see how can we make take full advantage of the calling coming to KL because that is a big deal, right? So
Mhm.
what I hope to do is be able to do something, hopefully, to promote the game a lot more to more people, using the calling as a sort of PR type tool or a piece of news, right? That's big because
Mhm.
the calling is not small; it's a big event, right? So hopefully there'll be something that we can do to help all other stores as well to be able to promote the game, get people to try it out, go into stores, or even have external events to really experience Flash and Blood and to see how good a game it is. Yeah. Okay. So we went too early into the calling, but yeah. So let's talk about Battle Hardened Bali. Can you tell us about what it was like? How many people came? What was the experience like? Um, which pros came? I think I saw quite a few. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Bali is always nice. It's mostly a holiday spot. So I think most people probably like from Australia, New Zealand, and other region in the APEC were enjoying holiday at Bali before they go to Amsterdam. So we had like how many? Probably like several overseas players. So the total number of the players that attended Battle Hardened Bali was, I think, around 43 players
For the
ish.
okay.
43 players, yeah. Mostly came from Bali, and then some came from other cities in Indonesia as well,
Okay.
and we had, I think there was a CYK Lionel,
Yeah.
Pengjun,
Yeah.
and Ben Dot, and also of course the eventual winner was Thomas Bailey with Zen. Zen is just broken. So we had like uh I think we had Battle Hardened and the Progress Plus. Both are won by Zen.
Oh man, I really hate that Zen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I think it just let him go to LL like Starbo did lah.
Yeah, but I guess compared to Star Wars, I think Zen is still. I think you can still win, right, with Zen, especially. Oh yeah, we should talk about PT Amsterdam as well because
Yeah.
we didn't have a Zen winning, we had a Uzuri, and that's like super. I think I'm very happy to hear stuff like that when you see non-meta decks and players being so creative and being able to like really read the meta and build something that can do well. Yeah, so no one would. I mean, I would not have expected in a million years that Pro Tour Amsterdam would
Yeah.
by Uzuri. I thought it would be the usual suspects, right?
And,
Okay,
and what was more surprising is that the winner was Shoma. Shoma was just started playing, I think, last year, and then he won Total Amsterdam just last week.
but that shows you how good FAB is for someone who really pays attention and gets their reps in, right? Because Flash Hamlet is really a game about math, I think. So if
Mhm.
you know if you play other card games and you really get into this game and you really put the work in, right? Even though you've been playing for a short time, you can actually get wins, I believe. So Sharma really showed skill and I think showed the ability to be able to play the game well, even though it played for such a short time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This game just really rewards like what hero mastery, and I
Yeah.
think Uzuri winning the Port Amsterdam was not really. I mean, sure, it was a surprise. I thought it was going to be Nu who will win the Port Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
But the assassin class in general is more of a anti-meta class, so it tries to target the best deck in format right now, which is
Yeah, this inspires me to take out my Arachne deck and figure out something with it.
yeah.
Arachne, no, I don't know what to do with Arachne. Like, like he's not fast enough. And honestly, I've not had time to really sit down and brew something up, which I really yeah, I really keep thinking about it in my head, but lately my mind's been filled all with Magic the Gathering and Blue Burrow just hit, and
Blue Burrow.
trying to get it out. We're actually doing a learn to play tomorrow to teach people Magic because we're going to get new people.
Mm.
Uh,
It's a really cute set though with the critters and stuff.
it is, it is. I know
Mm.
we talk a lot more about FEB here, but I'm
Yeah.
actually getting quite excited about Magic, learning the game for myself, just for the business, of course, but also personally enjoying Magic. I've avoided Magic for the last 2.5 years since starting the business. Primarily because I'm not an expert at Magic. I don't play Magic at all, and Magic always seems very daunting to me. Right? Because I'm also a first-time card player, technically, right? Because Clash of Blades is my first card game, and I picked it up because of the business. But I'm falling in love with it after that, and then now I'm learning to appreciate Magic for what it is, despite a lot of the negative things people fling at Hasbro and Wizards for what they're doing with the game, right? But I think it's a very nice game, really, Magic. And having other people around me to guide me into the game so I can learn about it and figure it out has been really good. I've been doing some drafts as well in Magic, and I find versus Flash and Blood, I think Magic drafts are actually a little bit easier. I don't know, maybe it's just me, I don't know, but I find the Magic drafts are easier because of how you can pick color and then you can pivot quite easily, or you can play a multicolored deck, right? If you want to play two-color deck and things like that. And I think drafting in Magic is a lot easier. The game is, I guess, more complicated because of the various interactions compared to Flash and Blood. But if you talk about drafting in Flash and Blood, drafting in Magic, I think I personally am learning to like Magic drafting, and I think personally I like it more because I find it's more flexible. Uh, So yeah, so I'm really getting into Magic for the first time, experiencing it, and I've been messing around with Assassin's Creed as well. So, and I just found out about the different Magic formats, like modern and all that. So I'm like,
Mhm.
this is so interesting. I mean, yeah, maybe one day FAB will come to that place where we can have various formats to enjoy. Um, yeah, but for now, yeah, so I guess the benchmark is Magic. So that's, I mean, I can see how James White and the team, they take a lot of cues from Magic, right? Um, and some of the things that, especially some of the things that Magic has already not focused on in many years, like especially the pro players. I mean, the whole pro player thing, the organized play. I think Flash Rebel has got the best organized play right now.
Yeah, I
So
think right now FAB is starting to go towards that direction where we have multiple formats. Like uh, LSS right now is pushing also the Living Legend format.
yeah, 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 yeah,
And yeah, I also agree that draft in FAB is a bit trickier
yeah.
than the draft in MTG. Like we often see that in uh, mixed format events, like in nationals, in Pro Tour
Mm,
last time, where we do the mix of classic constructed and draft. But
mm.
people tend to quote unquote fail in the draft and uh, drop from the event.
Yeah, that's
Like
actually
they did so well in the classic constructed part, but when it
yeah,
comes to draft, like if you have no preparation in draft, yeah,
yeah, that's actually true. I think a lot of people complain that playing card games in our part of the world is expensive, but I think that's
Mhm.
not entirely true. Being expensive, I mean, I think the reason why this is the case is because players don't draft as much. If you ask me, from every new set, if let's say you're ordering a case or a case or two or a couple of boxes or whatnot, right? I think
Mhm.
Asians don't engage with the product as what the product should be. You know what I mean? I'm talking about this neutral because I've been having a lot of conversations with some of the folks who are collaborating with me for Magic, right? And we've been talking about how Asians like to just crack open cases or boxes, and then they're actually missing out on the hours of fun you get from a draft or a sealed game, right? Because if
Mhm.
they say you're going to be cracking a box, you only set aside some money, right? And you crack a box of, let's say, Missville, or you crack a box of Bloomborough, for example, right? So the Bloomborough product has got 36 packs, and 36 packs, if you draft, that gives you like so many hours of games, right? And the same goes with a box of Mistfield. You you can get a friends together, a bunch of us come together, you crack a box open, and everyone just picks up 3 packs, right? And let's say you just want to draft and you don't talk about pricing from the store, you just learn how to draft and really get into the game, just get people together. Then I think you actually will get more experience drafting, right? And that's
Yeah,
and actually, that's what the products like Magic Play boosters, products like FAB uh, boosters, right? The regular boosters, not the expansion ones. That's what the product is actually designed for. Like LSS, Wizards put so much effort with the game designers to design a product that's meant to be played out of the box, not just for classic constructed. And I think Asians, most of us miss the mark. Not miss the mark, they're missing the marks wrong, but we miss the point of the product, right? We say it's expensive, but yet we still buy cases and and whatnot, and then we end up just cracking all this product, but we don't even get the experience of actually just playing. So yeah, because everyone's just rushing to get the cards to play constructed formats, right? But you forget the fact that actually all these products are designed to be drafted. And I think LSS should keep encouraging draft because draft is a skill. It's a skill, right? Like
yeah, I
you
agree.
need to build your decks, and it's a shame lah. I find that it's a shame that we miss the point of the product because we're just hungry to get the cards and whatnot just for one
Yeah,
constructed format. And I think a world champion must know all formats, right? Because that shows you that's also testing a skill because it's competitive, right? When you're going into a competition, you want to test your skill, and that means testing your skill in whatever formats that LSS has put together for the competition, right? Yeah.
mhm. Yeah. I mean that's sort of what we have been doing since part of Israel. Um, So a player that bought a case Miss Fail, they kind of like sponsor a draft session, like a shadow draft. So we draft using his cards, and
Mhm.
then after we finish the draft, we play 1 or 2 rounds, and then we give the cards back to the owner, and that really helped the preparation for the players for the last nationals. And I think going to the World Championship later with Rosetta,
Mhm.
I expect that it's going to be similar to that.
Yeah, yeah. I think I did not know there was such a thing before, and I had a new player come to the store just before Missville, and he was getting the FAB with teaching him and all that, and then he actually offered to do what you did, what is called a shadow draft. We called it a phantom draft. So basically,
Ah,
a box, and then yeah, like so everyone just drafted with that box.
yeah, 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 yeah.
The cards, the keys, right? Yeah, I think we can. I think we need to do more things like that, and that's what I want to try to encourage uh, to everyone. Everyone's listening to the pod as well. If you're buying a case, or you buy a, or you buy a couple, or you buy a box or two, yeah, please do that. I think if we all do that, right, we get better at drafting, especially with new sets. It's always different, right? Like my Miso, I've drafted a little bit only, right? And I can see Miso is actually quite rough. It's quite hard to draft. I find it difficult to draft for me still. And if you don't practice,
Really?
I don't know because I don't have, I mean I don't
Interesting.
I haven't done it enough. I
Okay.
mean my draft experience has always been with the older sets. When I first started playing,
Mhm,
I drafted quite a bit with
mhm.
Aria. I drafted quite a bit with WTR. I I have not drafted Bright Lights at all. But anyways, so yeah, I drafted some of the older.
Oh,
Um,
Bradley.
yeah, yeah, I drafted also for Uprising quite a bit. Uprising was quite okay.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this one
Yeah.
it's not as simple, right? Because for example, when you draft with WTR, you go for the generics first, and then suddenly
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
can be open, and then you can hang around a bit, and then finally start to focus on which hero you want to build, right? Or picks for the hero. But me still, I don't know. I can't do the card evaluation properly. I don't know whether you go for the mystic cards first. I know then you got to also consider you need to get the transcend cards, and it's
Mm-hmm.
quite a bit to think through. Because if you don't have the transcend cards as well, like not enough, right? Then you also can't do what your hero needs to do, right? Like with Zen,
Mm-hmm.
do. So I think that's where, yeah, I've drafted less with yeah. I mean, I find Miso to be a bit of a challenge. I talked to some people, some of them agree with me. So I don't know. Maybe you
Yeah.
think different.
I think for me it's the other way around. I think Miss Fail is simpler
Uh-huh.
than I always think that heavy hitters draft was always more difficult than Miss Fail because in heavy hitters you have 6 heroes for starter, and then you have the hybrid cards, and it kind of makes you harder to read signals from other players. So
Okay, okay. You're talking about the part about signals. Okay, yeah,
yeah, and then
yeah. Okay, go on.
for
Go on.
for for, for Miss Fail is a bit more clearer because you only have 3 class, and I think the class distribution in the pack is uniform in all of the packs. So you have like the same number of assassin, ninja, and illusionist cards in the pack. And
Okay.
then
All right.
Brad Lights draft is just nightmare. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
The only thing that Brad Lights do right is the 3 pack crack format. That's
Yeah,
the
I really like the idea of feedback crack. I just wish
yeah.
more would do that. Yeah, but they just announced that product, right? The the
Mhm.
the Guardian only thing,
Yeah.
right? I think that's a good idea.
The
The products like that.
master pack guardian. Yeah.
The master pack thing, right? I think that's a good idea because I think the thing about this game, especially with the player base not being as big, card availability is quite difficult. I find so like I see sometimes
Mhm.
players asking in the groups here and there looking for particular cards, but because the market's a bit low now, right? And people don't want to sell because they think it's too cheap,
Mhm.
and things like that. So I think products like that really help, which means that you can still do 3 pack crack if to play, get your cards in,
Yeah.
and then after that, do more of these kind of things that just to play the way it's designed to be played, right? And I'm really looking forward to formats like that. Because if let's say you're starting the game new and you don't have the experience drafting yet, which is a skill that you have to learn, right? Then a three-pack crack product is good. So you come to the store, you got a bit of money, you got some friends together with, hey, let's all just crack three packs and play a game. And it's an even game, right? You can actually run a proper game, you can do some pricing for it, and people can have a good afternoon of playing, or good evening of playing some Flash and Blood. Yeah, and it's just simple. Like I really like Bright Lights because three pack was very, I thought it was a very well thought out thing, right? You just
Yeah.
crack open three packs, and I found it was quite easy for Bright Lights to do that. You crack open three packs, you look at the card pool, immediately you know like, okay, this I see some of these cards. I already know I'll be playing Techno Boston, right? Or and I don't know, I felt Bright Lights was actually quite well designed. And I know a lot of people have been penning Bright Lights, but I think LSS is doing a good thing by doing these kind of sets, creating ways that are more affordable for people to play, with less skill ceiling, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a trip backtrack is a really nice format for newcomers because it lowers the entry barrier for
Yeah, right. Not okay. Like right now, still for we still hit
for
facts, right? Oh my god, there's a lot of facts.
yeah.
Yeah,
So the idea with the Master Pack Guardian, I really love it. So it's a really cool product, I think,
yeah,
because it caters to both new players and also veterans. Because, like I said, this game really rewards hero mastery, and I think if you're a Guardian main, this is a product for you.
yeah. Again, right.
And it kind of reminds me of a card game that I used to play.
Uh-huh.
It's a really old card game. No, it's not really old. It's 2018, I think. The Legend of the Five Rings. If you have heard,
Oh, yeah, I've heard of it.
they
I've
have
not
this.
before though. Yeah.
Yeah, they have this kind of expansion. The game is more of a living card game.
Mm-hmm,
So there's no random packs. They have like these expansion packs that you buy,
mm-hmm.
and then they have this kind of clan pack in their game. So
Yeah. I've heard of
you
it. Yeah,
give supports to a certain clan, same like this Guardian pack, which gives support to Guardian class. But
yeah,
in that kind of pack, you also give small set of support for other classes to counter the class that gets a lot of support. So this is what I really like to what I really expect from the Master Pack Guardian. So you have like a huge card pool for Guardian, a lot of support, new cards. And then for other classes that kind of struggles against Guardian, they also get uh, kind of like small tools to counter the
yeah.
class.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll see. I definitely like the idea. I think it's good for new players. Oh yeah, and we want to make this sport friendly for people trying to figure out card games, right? So for those of you who don't play card games at all, or who have not touched FAB before, for example, or come from other card games who don't have uh, sealed formats. So sealed formats is actually a cool way to play card games if you're on budget, because sealed formats allow you to play with the packs that you open straight away to build a deck. So games like Flash and Blood, Magic the Gathering, we have this format called Draft, where if you can get 8 players to sit down together, all of you will get 3 packs each. We open the packs one by one, and then what you do is you look at the cards that you have, you pick one that you want to put in your deck, then you pass it clockwise first, right, to the person, and then this goes on until the whole pack has been distributed out. Every time you get the cards from the players on your right, then you pick another card, and then it goes on until the whole pack is done. And then you repeat the process. Open pack 2, do the same thing, but this time you pass to the player on the right, and it goes on, and then until you finish that pack, and then it goes to pack 3, where you open the last pack and you do the same, and then pass it to the left. And then after that, you're given like 30 minutes or so to build your deck. And this kind of game style is available in a couple of other games as well. I know One Piece has it as well. But so far in my mind, I can only think of Magic. I can only think of FAB, and One Piece has this 8-pack battle as well, where you have 8 packs, you build a deck, and then you get a couple of tokens. I think so. You get a multi-color hero that you can use to build your deck. Yeah. So yeah, so that's what we call sealed formats. There's also another format in Flash and Blood in Magic is called sealed. So sealed, these are all limited formats they're called, right? So sealed is
And
you
the,
get
the one that you explained was the draft format.
That was draft. So for
Yeah,
Seal, yeah, maybe you want to explain Seal, Jeffrey.
Oh yeah, yeah, still. So if in a draft format, you pass the cards to you, the players to your left and to right. For the seal format, it's kind of different because you play with what you get from your packs. So you get a little bit more packs for the format. I think the newbies fail seal format, you get 8 packs. So you just open those 8 packs, see what cards you get, and build a 30 cards deck that you want to play.
Yep,
It's a
yep.
really simple way to start playing.
Yeah. So that's why Jeffrey and I have been talking about Bright Lights, which is a set that came out end last year, right? And Bright Lights actually had a sealed format that was that was inexpensive. This is it had 3 pack crack thing. For most sealed
Yeah.
formats, you consume a lot of packs, right? So like in Magic is 6 packs. Flash Emblem used to be 6 packs, and then now in Mistfield and in Rosetta it's going to be an 8 pack format. Which
Hmm.
I think is yeah, it is actually more expensive for 8 packs. But if you're going to be cracking a box or cracking a case anyway, that's actually nothing. Just stick your whatever you're buying already, right? Don't open it straight away. Just have some games with it first. So, but I like the Apex format because the Apex format I find allows you to be able to build at least like viable builds of 2 different heroes at least. Whereas the 6 pack format last time, you're still kind of locked in, right? Because when you open the pack, the 6 packs, then it's like, oh, I got to play like Guardian already, right? That's what I think.
Yeah.
So Apex gives you the ability to be able to like play around and see how can you build like 2 different heroes, and then you can actually evaluate which hero is the better one, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
why I like Apex, even though it's more expensive. I think it's a good way to play limited in sealed form. Yeah.
Yeah, from a gameplay point of view, Apex is just better. It gives you more option, and it kind of gives you space to have a proper sideboard. So sideboard is cards that you switch out between games or before the game, depending on who you are faced against.
Yeah. And the cool thing about sealed formats is that you can actually change your hero in the middle of the rounds, right? It's like, oh, I built a deck. So if you have time, you can be,
I think it's only for casual events. In competitive events, I don't think it can switch
oh,
on
I
heroes.
don't know. Okay, I don't know. I've not participated in competitive draft events yet. But yeah. Okay. Oh, we've been talking a lot about other things instead of our actual topics. So yeah, so we've already spoken about Battle Hardened Bali. Yeah, so yeah. Oh yeah, maybe tell us a bit more about so we have to go back to Battle Hardened Bali, right?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I mean there were a lot of kids going there, right? I know
yeah.
3 or 4 kids who were playing at the event. So maybe you can tell us a bit more about these kids. I mean, where did they come from? I mean, were they from Bali itself? Where did they learn the
Yeah,
game? Yeah.
I forgot to mention that there were 2 kids that participated in Battle Hardened Bali, and one of them eventually get into top 4 of the event. So it's
Wow.
amazing. They're like what 11 years old,
Yep.
and I think 9, 10. So those kids are the children of one of the store owner in Bali, the
Ah,
Bali Awakening Zone. So their dad plays a lot of Flesh and Blood, and I think that now his name is Eka. I think you have met him in Phuket, no?
I don't think I've met Eckhart before, have I?
Ah, because if you haven't, I think because right now he's more focused on being a judge for Flesh and Blood because he is actually the first level 2 judge in Indonesia.
Maybe I've met him before. I can't remember.
Ah,
I don't know.
yeah,
The name sounds familiar though. Yeah.
he has been to multiple callings. I think he was in calling Singapore, calling Taipei, but
Hmm.
all of those calling, he was there as a judge. And
Ah, okay. That's
even
interesting.
even as a judge, he's also a very skilled player because he is also the champion of 2023 Indonesian National.
Oh,
So yeah, it
okay.
runs in the family.
So the father had all the skills to pass on to his son,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, so that's great. I mean, I actually participated in a science, technology, engineering, and math event last weekend. That's why I'm also feeling ill now because I was really pushing myself. And now tomorrow we got like the magic learn to play thing, right? And I'm like, and I was teaching kids the game together with some volunteers, some paid volunteers, some were just
Mhm.
some of my committee members were just kind enough to donate their time, and we actually taught quite a number of underprivileged kids because it was an event for educational type event, and then I thought kids were like 10 years old, 9 years old. Not me, but the team. I didn't teach too much this time around because I had to like manage the registration table, right? And yeah, you could see kids can actually learn the game. I think compared to Magic or other games, I think Flash and Blur is a game that is I really like Flash and Blur because as a business and also as a person, a fan of the game myself, I think the game is very easy to teach, right? And we could teach.
Mhm.
I saw one kid come in. He was maybe I don't know, kids. I can't tell the age of kids these days. Sometimes they look so big, some of them. I think this kid was probably about 10. And then the father came with the kid, and then he was like learning. We say, hey, you come to this booth, you can learn to play a card game. Because the rest of the booths are all like very educational, right? So it's like, oh, this is a fun booth. Okay, well, I'll come. Let's see. The father.
Yeah.
So he sat down. We taught him the game. The dad sat also to watch, right? And then after that, we found that he really got to the game. He really enjoyed it. Even though he was like, even though the product is designed for 16 years and up, right? But I think the product can also be played by younger children, as evident by
Yeah.
top four, the top four child who who went to Bali, right? So yeah, anyway, when I talked to the dad a bit more, I asked, hey, what does your son enjoy? Cool, right? So I think this game is great for people who like maths. So this boy really enjoys math. His favorite subject is school, and that's why he could like he really loved the game, enjoyed the game. And I'm hopefully going to get. I didn't collect any contact information from everyone who came because they're all children, right? I didn't want to like fish children for contact information. So
Mhm.
I give them all a small pamphlet. I say that hey, if you guys really enjoy the game, come on 11 August, and then you can have a small mini tournament for you, just using the IRA deck, so you can like play some more,
Yeah.
and then after that, see whether you enjoy the game and whether you can get the game.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean,
yeah,
sure, the theme can sometimes get a little bit like more of a PG-13, but
yeah,
gameplay wise, it's really easy enough to be picked up by
yeah.
kids.
I think that's where I find I'm a dilemma, right? Because one of my
Yeah.
one of my dreams is actually to get a junior league to form because I'm a first time card gamer and when I look at products like Flash and Blood or Magic and all that, right? I'm actually looking at it very neutral, right? I don't have past a relationship with these games, so I have no bias. So when I look at Flash and Blood, I'm like hey, this game actually is really good for a certain group of people, right? Because of the way you can learn the game and all that. So that's why I think Flash and Blood actually the age limit actually can be lower. But the dilemma is always like, oh, but the art is so graphic, right? It's like it's so violent on the art, right? So like
Sometimes, like in heavy hitters, yeah. But I think if you look at Rosetta, I think for so far, it's not really that graphic.
okay, so far, right? Yeah, but I
So
know
far, yeah, yeah, yeah.
so far, but Flash River likes to have a bit more violence in their art and to be more mature. Okay,
Mhm.
so this is card smash up I'm looking at on February, and like yeah, he's slashing someone with his so yeah. But anyways, LSS, I hope you hear this part. Some of you, it's nothing against the violent art, right? It's more like, I think your game, LSS, is really good game that younger people can play, even kids below the age of 12 or whatnot. So
Yeah,
yeah,
I think
so if you could dial down a bit of the violence thing, that will make it easier for us to actually share the game with younger children because I think it's a really good game for math, mental math, and strategy.
mhm.
Yeah, so younger children can learn. It's fun, right? Yeah. Anyways.
And I think right now there's been an increase on the number of families that pick up Flesh and Blood
Mm,
together. So like the parents play it and then ask their kid to join.
yeah.
Really
So
fun.
yeah, true. So parents, I know if some of you are listening, yeah, let your kids play fashion. I know the art sometimes is not suitable, but honestly, and honestly, when you're playing, when you're a kid, right, when you're playing a game, like I was talking to someone about it, right, like when you're kids, There was
Mhm.
some games that like not supposed to be played. We like, oh, we want to play those games. So it's so forbidden, right? Yeah, like Grand Theft Auto. Like my nephew was in town for the last month and a half. He's like 12 years old, and he keeps talking to me about Grand Theft Auto. I'm like, you're not supposed to play Grand Theft Auto. And he keeps talking to me about Deadpool Wolverine, which just came out. It's a great movie, by the way, guys. And then he wants to go and watch, right? I'm like, you can't watch it. It's like 18 above, you know. So, so kids always like to play things that are not they're not supposed to play, right? So I don't know. Maybe it's a
Yeah.
product. We want to attract kids to try this game because they think it's so that it's like a daring game to
And
play.
yeah, and I think one way to do it, I think LSS right now is releasing the first strike deck.
Yeah,
It's a really simple introductory deck, and I think it's also easy for kids to pick up their deck and play.
yeah. And the two heroes look more kid friendly, right? Like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Alpha looks like a superhero type character. Terra looks like some.
True.
I think he don't like Terra that much. He just looks like a green.
It's like a chill grandpa that you like
Chill
enjoy
grandpa, but
enjoy
yeah,
your.
when you're a kid, you don't want to play a chill grandpa, right?
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, so which is perfect. I think we are segueing into the first strike decks and also going to let's talk a bit more about Rosetta as our final topic for today.
Mhm.
So yeah, the first strike decks just got shown to everyone, right? Gameplay videos have gone out, and how to play the heroes have gone out. So what do you think?
Mhm.
The heroes, which of the two? Uh, Maybe we can talk about the heroes themselves. Maybe we can share with everyone the pod what Aurora does and what's the other guy's name? What Terra does. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The first hero is Aurora. It's the return of Elemental Runeblade to the game. But this time it's only one essence. So elemental heroes
Lightning. Right.
have essences
Yeah.
that they harness, and Aurora harness the essence of lightning. So she can have Runeblade cards and I think cards. And from the team itself, lightning is all about speed.
Yeah.
Lightning is all about having multiple attacks in the turn. So I think we're gonna see Aurora being more of a ninja-ish hero that can dish out multiple attacks in the turn.
Yeah, and then cap it off with arcane damage, right? I mean,
Yep.
I saw the videos. It was kind of disgusting, I guess. It's like you have all that mixed damage or all those physical damage coming. Then suddenly you get a whole chunk of like what there's some cards where you like three arcane at the end of the chain. I was like, what the heck? Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's the theme of Runeblade. So Runeblade has a theme of mixed damage. You have physical damage, arcane damage.
yeah.
So yeah.
But see, it's different, right? I think you can still play the mixed damage cards that have a bit of arcane and physical together. But her play style is different, right? Because some of the cards she ends off with like a large chunk of arcane damage, which you can't AB out if you only carry. So I think with this hero, if you carry only one AB, it's quite rough because if she suddenly hits you for three arcane at the end of the chain, there's nothing you can
Mhm.
like two damage will like, come through, or if you don't have the resource, you can't even AB out all three, and then suddenly you hit. Like I saw the game between Jacob Bertrand and Sam O'Brien, right? Like Jacob ended the game with three arcane damage at the end, and Sam couldn't do anything because obviously those are the first strike deck, so they didn't have now rune and all that. But it was like, oh, you knew he was going to die already when you were watching the game. It's like, oh, he's going to die with some arcane damage at the end.
Yeah. I think at least it's only what, two copies in the deck instead of Rosetta Thorn, who just starts in the beginning and just gonna stay until the end of the game, reaching out to arcane, to arcane, to arcane.
Yeah, but I suspect at the end of the day, with in constructed format, you probably end up having Rosetta on there again. Uh,
Unfortunate, but I don't think that is possible because Rosetta Thorn has ascended to Living Legend together prior. So you can only use Rosetta Thorn in the Living Legend format.
ah, okay. So then you have to use Starfall, right, for Aurora.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Starfall is really cool. I really like the art. And the effect is simple enough, but also effective enough for heroes like Aurora.
Yeah. Basically, get a +1 and get a goal again, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
So, what are your thoughts of Terra from the first strike deck?
So Terra is the other way around. So if you play Lightning, you want to go fast, you want to go multiple attacks. But Earth heroes in general just wants to dish out one powerful attack and
Yeah,
be defensive the rest of the time. And it's also the theme of Guardian. So you block, and then throw out one big attack to your opponent, with sometimes with an on hit mixed up in it.
yeah. But I mean, being a ex Guardian player, oh, I really don't play Guardian as much. Okay, I've been playing Valda a lot in Blades, but anyways, uh, yeah. But what I find interesting about Terra is the whole Earth team. You know, the whole Earthbound. He's got this whole Earthbound, Earthborn, right?
As
Uh,
Bond, yeah.
Born when you pitch. So that's an interesting way to use your Earth cards. Also, his ability to create might tokens. I think that's quite an interesting way.
Mm-hmm.
Like if you are, let's say, on the defensive turn, you can create or you can prep for your next turn, right? Like you can create all these might tokens with some of your cards, some of it from your ability, and then even though you're blocking the next turn or whatever, right? I mean, like swinging your hammer with just one glue, and you can hit for 6, 7 damage. If you can create enough might
Yeah.
tokens. That's quite threatening as well. It's not like no joke, right? Not like previous guardians where we couldn't do that. We couldn't create uh, we we couldn't create things for the next turn. If we did, usually that would mean using previous cards where you had to actually water down your aggressive nature of your deck or the power in your deck by having all these setup cards.
Mhm.
But now in this case, it's your ability itself. Yeah, I think some of the using the Earthbound mechanic, if I can see correctly, I think some of the Earthbound mechanics also allows you to enable overpower and things like that. Which is
Yeah.
an interesting game design choice, right? To reward you for thinking about how you're going to pitch, what you're going to pitch,
Yeah.
rather than just like, oh, it's a blue, I just throw the blue into the pitch zone. But now you've got to consider what blue cards you want to put in your deck. You can,
Mhm.
and also you can start using some of your area cards again to be able to enable your Terra game plan. Yeah.
And we see a difference between Terra and Aurora. So in Terra, you have Earthborn.
Yeah.
In Aurora, instead of Lightning Bond, you have Lightning Flow.
It's like very thematic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it rewards you for playing Lightning card.
Yeah.
So most of the cards that have Lightning Flow, all of the cards that have Lightning Flow, have additional effects if you have already played Lightning card before you play the Lightning Flow card.
Yep. So yeah, I said that's like yeah, very thematic, very on very correct, what's the word? It's exactly what the character is supposed to be, right? The design, the whole like
Mhm.
theme. Yeah.
So I
Right.
really like the direction Alice takes in the first track decks, and we'll see if we see Earthbound any flow makes it into the main set. I think.
Yeah, for sure. I think we'll see. I definitely will see that. And
Mhm.
I can't wait for the product to be released. I'm actually planning an order because I got to restock some stuff for the store. And I think the first strike deck, because my strategy right now is really to go out there for the business, is to go out there, get more new players. Even though I honestly think other stores need to do more for that, but I'm going to do my part, right? So I'm making the hard decision and the more hardworking decision to go out there, get more attention to the game. And this year, I think there are going to be quite a number of other events as well, not just me. I'm sure I'm very grateful for, because my biggest complaint about this industry is that we don't do enough to promote our games, right? And I think if more people do that, more serious about the business, so called, then we can do that. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to First Strike. I think First Strike is a good thing to go out there to show people if the product is what it is, what I see it to be, to then it's actually a good product to introduce people to the game. They can pick up the deck and then learn how to play quite easily, right? Because the heroes are simple. I think that's why it's called First Strike, right? They want people to
Yeah,
like this could be a good first experience for you with these decks, which is like a semi-evolution of the current Blitz decks, right? So yeah, very well designed product, easy to pick up. Yeah, cool. All right.
yeah. And then one thing that comes into my mind when seeing Cluster Deck is, where does that leave us as existing players, as veteran players, regarding the product? Like, do we want to buy the product? Do we not want to buy the product?
I don't know, man. I think okay. This is my thought about card games, how they are, right? I think existing players generally avoid products like these, right? And then we criticize LSS or we criticize Magic for having products that are supposed to be for new players. But the thing is, these products are good for new players, right? I know you can actually get all the cards, for example, by cracking Rosetta packs, or in Bloomborough, for example, if you don't buy
Mhm.
the starter kit, you go and crack packs and then you find the cards. It's true, you can get all the cards you want in the packs. But if you to understand the consumer mindset or the mindset of a new card player or new player, right? A new player or someone who's new to card games, for example, they don't have the experience to be able to go build a deck, number one. So having easy products like these are really good. Yes, if you ask me, you talk about EV value and all that, sure, it's not worth that value. But I think sometimes we forget that these are games, right? And you need to have easy to pick up games at a certain
Mhm.
point for new players to pick up. Because it's like, it's also easier for us as a store as well, right? So we're talking to the customer. Customer say, hey, I really like the whole lightning thing about this Aurora. And after playing the demo with you and all that. And then you're like, hey, Sam, so you want to get Aurora? Yeah, okay, there's just one product here for like, like 60 plus ringgit or 70 ringgit, whatever, right? For you to pick up, and then you pick up and you go enjoy and play. You have a friend you want to play, that's this other Hero Terra. This is how much it costs. You just pick up out of the box, you can play. And
Yeah.
I like the fact that now LSS has made effort to make some of these new player products, right? Even like some of the HP one beat stacks and whatnot, that they're actually very well balanced, right? And I think if you play Aurora versus Terra, right, it's a very balanced, enjoyable experience without for a new player, without you having to worry about power creep or
Mhm.
meta, because when you go to competitive, of course, meta matters, right? But when you just want to get into the game, I think you shouldn't worry about all those other things like the meta, how expensive it is going to keep your deck up and all that. Just enjoy the game, play casually with your friends, come to the store, we can do more casual type organized play, and then just enjoy the game, right? If you want to get competitive, sure, that path is available for you. But I
Yeah.
think there's also a place for people who just want to play. I hate using the word casual because I feel that people who play card games aren't really casual. I think I would call it more like you just want to have fun, right? If you want to have fun and you want to spend your money in the store, product, or events at the
Yeah.
store.
Yeah, I think that for us as veteran players, the first strike decks can be some kind of a teaching tools for us to
Yeah,
introduce the game to our friends, to anyone who wants to try the game.
correct. Yeah,
And I think from what we've seen from past products, there will also be like exclusive cards in the decks, maybe like some kind of promos, like rainbow foil,
yeah.
feature
At least to make
card, extended
quality.
card.
Yep, yep, yep. Yeah. Okay, sure.
So
Yeah,
it also can become a reason that an existing player
true.
buys the product.
Yeah, true. I think LSS should do that. I think have a bit of a reason for existing players to pick up the deck. But I think
Mhm.
I think the best way actually to engage the product for all, I mean, veteran players, right, our players who already played Flash and Blood for a while, is pick up these decks, use it as sticking tools, right? Because they're really
Yeah.
good. They come in like nice packaging. Okay, like if you don't stiff it up, you can keep it back in the box. But you stiff it up, you got to use a deck box. Yeah. So yeah, I think more of us need to go out there and show people the game, because you never know, right? Who will enjoy the game, and especially kids. I think it's a yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, my dream is actually if let's say you get a kid and like the kid loves the game, and then the kid keeps playing, right? Maybe this kid can become world champion one day, and then you can say, I can say that, hey, yeah, this kid started playing my store when he was like 10 years old, and then now at 21 or 30 or whatever age he is, right? In the future, he's like, oh, he's world champion of Flash and Blood. Yeah, yeah, he started playing my store when he was a child.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
first strike decks is the perfect type of product for kids because the theme is fun. I think it's more of like a fantasy theme and
Yeah,
kids will
yeah.
love it.
And very colorful, right? I like the color.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, so okay, we are already almost an hour into the recording. Maybe we can jump to a bit about Rosetta since that's just around the corner. Uh,
Mhm.
is it around the corner? Yeah, it's very near, right? Rosetta is in September, right?
It's still a month away, but yeah, time will fly.
It
It's
will.
gonna be September before you know it.
And incidentally, Rosetta launches roughly around the same time as Magic's Dustmon product. You know,
Oh.
yeah, Magic is fast and furious, man. I mean, like taking on Magic into the store has actually been a quite an experience for me. Like Flash and Blood is, I wouldn't say it's chill, but it's a bit more spaced out. So the work
Mhm,
to
mhm.
prepare for a new set is not as back to back, right? You still have a bit of breathing space to let the current set breathe, right? But with Magic, it's like crazy, man. I mean, Bloom Rose just hit this weekend officially, right? Uh, and then already I'm starting to look at Dustmon, and Dustmon is like in September, right? So like August will be the only time, and a bit of September, the fans will have that own time to play Bloomborough, enjoy Bloomborough, and then after that, like Dustmon, which is the horror set, is going to come. I'm like, oh my god, so fast and furious.
Yeah,
It's
I think in terms of set, Rosetta is for chill, but right now also they have also released other products other than sets like Armory decks, First Strike decks, Master Pack.
Yeah, it's.
Oh.
I think that to me as a store is a bit challenging because it's getting a lot harder to consolidate your orders.
Mhm.
Various new product, various products coming out around at different time frames. So yeah, it's challenging. But I mean, I like the fact that there are many more products, right? But it's just a lot
Mhm.
more work to do now as a store, which we got to figure out, right? Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, again, coming to Rosetta. Now that we know more about the heroes, we know more about those cards. The one like the split ones that have like two different effects on it. What do you call those cards? The cards with Mel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Melt cards.
that's interesting. I'm like, oh, what's this new thing? You have cards now with two halves, and then you can actually activate one half
Mm.
or the other half together. Uh,
Yeah, kind
yeah,
of have mixed feelings about Melt cards. Mixed feelings about it. Like it kind of gives you, in my personal opinion, unnecessary complexity to the game. But we'll see if the people likes it.
I mean, it's like surprise kind of thing. So I mean, to me, the Mel cards are like surprise type mechanics, right? So
Mhm.
you do this thing, and then suddenly then your opponent knows there's this other thing that can happen, uh, and then like instant speed kind of stuff. I don't know. I mean, like you pay for it and then it happens kind of thing. I think that's quite. I think that changes up the game. I don't know whether people will like it or not, but it certainly is interesting for Flash and Blood to have a lot of these new type mechanics appear. Yeah, so we'll see. I think that's going to be an interesting. I think Rosetta is going to be very interesting. You're right.
Yeah.
Maybe it's going to be a more complex set, but certainly it's going to keep us on our toes as players, right?
Mhm.
So now that we know
Yeah,
more
but
about heroes, is there anyone in particular that you like? I mean, I'm looking at all the heroes right now on my end, and
yeah, the
I don't understand Auxilio. I don't understand how you can play him. Uh,
we still need to see what cards he'll get before we judge him because
yeah, I'm not judging him.
glance.
Like, it's going to be lousy. But just that when I look
Yeah,
at, I don't know what kind of hero is going to be. Like Verdansk is quite easy to understand, right? Verdansk
yeah, yeah.
is a life gain hero where you can heal.
Mhm.
And then Aurora, we know it's going to be more like a standard rune blade who's aggressive, go white,
Mhm. Mhm.
right? Then Florian also is like, yeah, Florian I think is going to be out of all the heroes. My personal take is of most interesting new hero coming soon to Flesh and Blood is actually
Yeah,
Florian. I think Florian's quite interesting. Having all the 8 cards in your banish zone, and then you can create
yeah.
one of the tokens.
Uh-huh.
Then you can create more aura tokens, right? You know what I mean? Like suddenly the
Mhm.
board is
Mhm. Mhm.
and
I really love the Earth theme in this set because it requires you to have 8 or more Earth cards in your banish zone before they have their hero power.
yeah, and then because I used to play, I actually have a Briar Blitz deck. I have a lot of
Mhm.
that because of owned him last time, right? So I'm like, Florian looks very different. I mean, nowadays when I play Flash and Blood, when I see new sets, I always like to, I always get attracted to heroes who have very different mechanics, right?
Mhm.
So Florian is the one that stands out to me as a very different type of character. he's a rune blade, right? And we know rune blades are usually makes damage and whatnot, but it feels to me like Florent to be a new type of play style for rune blade.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, Florent looks. I mean the artwork doesn't sing as me too much. Like the young version of the hero doesn't look. It looks creepy to me. The one, yeah, not so creepy, but still kind of creepy. So yeah, but yeah, compared to all the heroes to design, I find Florent to be the creepiest guy around.
I
But
think I think I I think emo is the word that you're searching.
Florent,
Because in the trailer video,
yeah,
he has also like this background emo rock music. So, but
uh,
yeah, it's really interesting.
yeah, maybe Florence the emo hero in yeah, but
The
I'm yeah.
Chain V2O.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to struggle to keep up with the game, man. I mean, like now that I'm also diving into Magic because I'm enjoying Magic as well. So I think I have to make choices, hard choices. What do I want to start collecting a bit? Because my Magic collection is like practically nothing, right? I only have quite a bit of
Mhm.
Desert Street now. I bought a bit of Karlov Manor, which was an older set. And then after that, I'm now bloom burrowing now. um, so we'll see. I think I probably have to plan out how to get into. I probably get to more into Rosetta a bit later, because I got to start supporting Magic a bit more. And I think a good store owner should know the games that you carry.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
yeah,
think it's the same for me as well. In Misvel, I have splurged quite a lot. So in Rosetta, I need to hit the brake quite a bit.
yeah, but the good thing is that I do have friends who are just focusing on one game. So and then like some good supporters of the store. So I can probably like so we'll be talking about sharing our spend a bit more because all of us want to play sometimes all the heroes or whatever, right? So I think the
Mhm.
best way to do it sometimes is actually to like just connect with a friend and then like you can buy one case each, for example, and then share the cards and then just keep it as a shared card pool because if you take away the whole value of the cards aside, right, and just take it as like we just want to play the game together and be able to play whatever heroes we want. I think that makes it
Mhm.
easier, especially for those of us in Southeast Asia, right? Because our currencies are so compared to the US dollar, it's actually quite weak, right?
Yeah.
So that makes it a lot more challenging for one single person to get into the game. Yeah, or if you love many card games, it's also very hard. So that's why I've been talking to a friend of mine. We've been saying like, hey, we've been buying cards here and there, right? And like, hey, so you want to play this hero, but I don't really want to play this hero. Then I'm like, I got these cards, you got these cards. And then we're like, why don't we just like why don't we just form a partnership and then we just share our cards, right? And I'm like, yeah, that's a good idea. Then every time we come to Armory, we can like, hey, you want to play a Lu today, right? Yeah, sure, you go ahead. I mean, then this is a deck, right? Or
Mhm.
like you want to play Zen, right? But I don't have the Zen cards, right? But I realized you also have friends who sort of like resonate with you a bit more that are more aligned to you. Because like for example, for me, I don't really like Ninja, right? So I can't go out and find a friend who wants to share cards but wants to play Ninja. So that doesn't work, right? Yeah. So yeah, so that's something a tip for all of you who are playing card games. If you have a good friend, and if you don't fight over the value of the cards, then this is actually a good way for you to keep playing card games, keep your spend a bit lower, um, or maybe a lot lower depending on the cards, right? Yeah,
Yeah. Sharing is caring.
yeah. Sharing is caring, guys. Oh yeah, you heard us here on Trading Card Talk. So
Like,
this is a pro tip.
if you run the main, just find a wizard main, share the box, share the case with two of you.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know many wizards though.
Yeah. Oh, there's quite a lot here in Indonesia. I think in my store alone, I think there was like three, four wizard players. Like,
Oh
oh,
my god, 4 instant speed players.
yeah.
Okay,
It's,
cool.
it's, it's it's quite interesting here because the meta here is really diverse. Like you have most of them play wizard, illusionist, and assassins, like the three complicated classes in the game.
Oh, what your community sounds complicated. Oh yeah, I don't want to come to your store, man. I really hate the illusionist right now. I mean, of course, because right now I'm playing Techno Watson, right? Techno Watson
Yeah.
just not viable at all this meta. But good news, I managed to complete my full fall deck already. I got my cards have arrived with one of my
Oh,
It's one
Congratulations.
with one of my customers still. I haven't collected it from him because he hasn't come to the store, and I've been
Mhm.
busy and also not well. So once I get that, then after that, I can then place my crowning jewel of my Marvel Macropotent into the deck, and then the deck is
Oh,
about. Oh, that's the
so
most amount of money I spent on cards, man.
yes,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. But anyways, so yeah, so that's Rosetta, guys. Rosetta is coming out in September. Oh yeah, I was asking about skirmish. What date are you doing skirmish for your store?
Skirmish, I think here we're gonna do blitz because it's more accessible to
Yeah.
more players
So what
and it's
date is that?
easier to organize, I think.
Yep, sure. What date? What date? To tell everyone out there.
Kind of forgot. Let's check my gem
Because
account first.
ours is going to be my store's skirmish is going to be on the 31st of August, which is Malaysian Independence Day.
Oh,
Yeah, so that's going to be
what
coming.
format?
Yeah,
What format?
I'm going to do Blitz. I
This
don't
is
dare do Living Legend because
yeah.
the thought of having a Starro come in. I want to start Living Legend in the store. I do, but I'm not sure how to go about doing it. Right? I mean, how do you make it?
Mhm,
Make it.
mhm,
I don't know whether Living Legend should be the way we should market or the way we should uh, promote Living Legend. I'm not sure how to promote it as. Is Living Legend going to be a format that's just for like high powered play, or do we want to make Living Legend a format where you can just play with your heroes that you want in
mhm,
not worrying about ban. I mean, yeah, there are ban and suspension needs in there, right? Like limitations, right? But do you want to approach it that way, like just a way for you to keep playing with the heroes that you enjoy? I don't know. I think that's not very clear to me how to approach Living Legend because I don't think there's enough in there right now to encourage people to like play with the format other than
mhm.
some form of nostalgia. Not really nostalgia, the game's not old, right? But some form of like missing your old hero.
Yeah.
I know, for example, I do miss playing old him because he was different. I played him different, but I know there are people who played him for season upon season, right? And they enjoy the hero. So to me, I'm not sure how to approach Living Legend. If I don't want to make it high powered format kind of style, because that will make it not fun. Because like
Mhm,
I'm always very fearful of Star Wars or Old Prism, you know.
mhm. I think for Living Legend formats, still it's like 1 or 2 years before it really takes off. You really need a bigger card pool to have this wombo combo thingy to do
Yeah,
in the Living Legend formats.
yeah, perhaps. Yeah, I agree. I
Mhm,
think Living Legend you also need it for overall for the market as well because
mhm,
compared to when I'm now like I say I'm doing more Magic now, right? Focusing on Magic. I realize card value in Magic tend to hold quite well because you have true eternal format being played
mhm,
actively. Uh, Not legacy, I mean, but like modern, for example, modern allows the card value to hold better, right? And Flash Alert does not have anything like that yet. I mean, not to say the format doesn't exist. I think Living Legend definitely is the format that's going to be the eternal format. But until LSS is able to get things off the ground, going really well for Living Legend, and like globally all of us start supporting the format,
mhm, mhm,
some form of specialized organized play for Living Legend, then I think Living Legend then will fly. I believe it will fly, but just now it's not the time. I think. Yeah, I know LSS is starting to do some things. I think one of the tournaments recently announced is going to be Living Legend. So we'll see. I think that's a good way to test the market.
mhm. Yeah.
How players will take the format, see whether really Star Wars is going to be like messing things up, or even Old Prism, right? So we don't know. We'll see. Because there's no proper testing right now. There's no proper tournaments happening, so we cannot gauge whether some of the newer heroes will they do well against all these guys because no one's playing it, right? So
Yeah.
we don't have any like match data, any performance data to show that is Star Wars would be a nightmare in the format.
Mhm, mhm.
No, right? We don't know. For all we know, could be Prism being the original Prism being the monster, or even could be like some of the new heroes because we haven't played them against these heroes yet, right? So we don't know. Maybe it could be maybe Nu could be a terror in the format in the Living Legend. We don't know, right? Not enough information, guys. Yeah. So
I
yeah.
think in Battle Hardened Amsterdam, the one that won the Living Legend Battle Hardened in Amsterdam was Kano. And then the finalist was Zen. So yeah, Zen is the diff in all formats.
Zen is also strong in Legend. That's not good, man. Oh, I hate that ninja.
Sabi Hammer is scary man with Zen.
Wow. I mean, like even with but in Living Legend, there are no bans on the bonds of ancestry, right? Like
Nope. Yep.
so yeah, you're
So
right.
my
Yeah,
my
maybe.
skirmish is on September 7th.
Okay, that's a little bit later than mine, but 1 week later.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I really wish the promo wasn't Blaze though, because Blaze will make it a bit more competitive for people, because it's a very valuable card, right?
Yeah, right now in skirmish, if you don't have Blaze, you cannot really play Blaze. But at the same time, you want to get Blaze using Blaze, so that kind of gives a little paradox.
It's a paradox, you're right. I don't know, man. Yeah, I think Blaze actually has been winning some matches here and there, right? I heard. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah,
Mhm.
one of our local guys actually going to Gen Con, and then he had like
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
he just posted a a buying service. You want to help? Do you want to go get
Blaze.
get Blaze? I'm like, okay, sure. Yeah, but I think Blaze will eventually be here. Hopefully, when some of the events that LSS has got set up here locally to promote the
Yeah,
game,
yeah. Mhm.
and I think news of some of the events, some bigger events where Flash and Blood is going to appear. I think that's going to be good. Hopefully, we have these promos available here in our part of the world, and then I hopefully in Indonesia there'll be more done in your part also as well. So I
Yeah.
actually have a chat with our distributor. You can talk to see how we can get help to grow the game. I think
Mhm.
you have a chat with me. We can talk. I can share with you tips, whatever I've done, and then you can take all that knowledge and grow, get more players of Flash of Blood in Indonesia. That'll be so awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, hopefully we'll see more conventions that brings Flesh and Blood.
yeah. Are there any big conventions in Indonesia? I mean, obviously, I'm not from there, so I don't know what
Mm,
conventions are available in your part of the world.
I think there are several.
Mm-hmm.
Probably Indonesia Comic Con, and I think I also get offer to open a booth in an upcoming like gaming convention as well. And
Ah,
that's one thing that I'm currently discussing about. So
cool.
yeah, we'll see. Can bring Blaze to that convention.
Yeah, let's have Blaze appear, and then after that, Blaze is going to terrorize your store doing skirmishes.
Mhm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we just went, I think, slightly over an hour. It's 10:16 a.m. now. We started recording maybe about 9:15, so about an hour. So it looks like our podcast is going to be a 1 hour podcast every time.
Yeah,
Yeah, not too bad,
uh,
still. Not too bad. Not too bad.
there's a
Okay.
lot of interesting things to talk about. So
Yeah,
sometimes we go over time.
yeah, but I think 1 hour is a nice amount of time. Not too long,
Yeah,
not too
true,
short.
true.
I mean, if you can keep it to 45 minutes, it'd be good. But I think our podcast is good. Good driving into work kind of listening, or if you're commuting, right? Because 1 hour is if your commute is half an hour or 45 minutes, you can probably finish. If your commute is an hour, you can finish the whole pod in an hour. If your commute is half an hour, then you listen to it half on the way to work,
Mhm.
on the way back, or go to school or whatever, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So yeah, thanks, Jeffrey. So we are signing off on Living Legend. Living Legend. We're not Living Legend. I don't know why. Yeah, Cut Talk. It's the 3rd of August on a Saturday, and we're going to go to our stores this weekend. I think both me and Jeffrey. I've got uh I've got my armory tonight. Yeah, and then some
Yeah.
live happening in the afternoon, and then tomorrow I'm going to be doing for the first time magic at the event. Taking whatever knowledge I have about magic to try to teach people. I hope I can do a good job, because magic is a lot more complicated, honestly.
Mhm, mhm. Well, good luck.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. So, any last words before we part in today's episode? Anything you want to say to the audience?
Well, nothing really comes to mind. Just play the games in the world.
Yeah, so there are a whole bunch
Really
of
really looking forward for calling KL this end of the
yeah,
year.
you'll be coming, right? So yeah, come earlier. We could hang out, go out a bit. I can take you guys around Kuala Lumpur to go visit something. So for all you who are listening, who are Malaysians, Singaporeans, and whatnot, if you guys want to come to Malaysia, we can all hang out earlier and then go chill somewhere, go visit some places, and then I can be a bit of a tour guide. I can sit on our MRT with you guys. We can go to various places together and check things out. And the good thing about owning my own business is that I can make money
Mhm.
or stuff like
And
that.
hopefully next year Indonesia will have their own calling. Please, please.
Well, we are having calling KL this December already, right? Something else you need.
Yeah. Hopefully next year we have calling Jakarta, maybe calling Bali, maybe.
I
Hopefully.
think that's possible. I think the news that I'm hearing is that, or what I can observe, what LSS is doing is that they really want to have events throughout the world, right?
Yeah.
Give opportunity to local players to go to a big event without having to fly. So I'm pretty sure there will be. I'm pretty sure there'll be a calling sometime in Jakarta's future. Manila is going to be big, right? Manila is this month, right?
Yeah. Manila is this month. I think next
Yeah.
week. Yeah, next 2 weeks. Yeah. Next
Yeah,
2
I
weeks.
think the folks in the Philippines are really crushing it in the game.
Mhm.
Makes me feel a bit sad that in Malaysia is not as big yet. But yeah, we all work together to get there, right? Yeah. So right now, Carlos over in and the gang, all of you in Philippines, we're coming for you. We also want to we want to grow the game in our side as well. So, but good job over there in the Philippines. I think, yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
I think so. I'm signing off. So this is episode 6. We hope to that you will join us in episode 7. And then I'm learning how to get the pod up faster now. Also, yeah, using CapCut. CapCut is pretty awesome. Yeah. So if any of you have any tips to share with us of how we can do the pod better, because we are both so busy. So if you can give us tips, things that we can go to learn how to do certain things, and to get video up one day, let us know. And so this is Chris signing off.
And this is Geoffrey signing off.
Okay, see you next week. All right. Oh, not next week. 2 weeks time. Right. Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.
Card delight, trading cards. It's time to begin. Join the conversation. Ready to journey into the trading card hall.